Hey everybody, welcome. Hey Nancy, how are you? Good to see everyone. Hey, we are still coming to you live. We are going to go over the what you get in your kit. So if you're new to Luminous and new to airbrushing, this is the place to be. And so you're actually going to see me doing it and putting on my makeup and going over each and all the products. I actually had to move to, and I'm seeing if she has some in here, my mom's house today. So that's why my background's a little bit different. But let's go over what you get. So your system, it might look like this. This is the Icon Pro. Yay, Nancy, have you started? Have you started airbrushing? Let me know. This is the Icon Pro. Yours might look like this or it might be black. And that's the Icon. The only difference, of course, is the color. And then the Icon Pro is 2 speeds. So you have 1 speed for your makeup and then the second speed is for tanning. And then you might also have the Legend. The Legend is a little bit bigger. It's more of a square. Another amazing airbrush. They all work the same, so you are set no matter what. How are you doing with it, Nancy? Did you practice with water first? That's what I always tell people when they first get it, to make sure that they practice with water. Your system already comes put together. The hose where the air comes out of is already attached to the compressor that's attached to your stylus. And then the only thing you have to do is plug in the power cord in the back. It's the only hole left. You turn it on by this button right here. And then the stylus sits in just like that. Nose in, tail up. This is where you put the makeup. This is where the makeup's going to come out of. And then you're releasing the product with this guy right here. And so you just hold them like a pen. Keep moving. Hold it 4 finger widths away. And then barely pull back on the trigger. And so that's one thing you do want to practice with or practice when you first get it. And that's why I always say, hey, practice with water, because water's fun. You can have fun with it. It doesn't matter. So if water is dripping down your face, then you know that you're doing one of those 3 things wrong and we need to tweak it. But if your face is just moist, then you got it down. Hey, Amber, how are you? Good to see you. Did water, 3 wells full first time. 12 inches away. That's what, Nancy, that's funny that you say that, because one of 2 things happens. We either come too close because we're used to touching our face. And so when you have this on, there is air that comes out of the stylus. And what I love about it, one, it's cool. It feels very, and I don't know why bathrooms are always so hot, but it just feels nice. Oh, okay. But we either get too close because we're used to touching our face, or we're like this. And so sticking right here is great. It's a great distance. And then you just keep moving. In fact, you could do this just with the air alone, to get this movement, to get this distance, and not even pulling back on the trigger. And then once you get that down, then you can pull back on the trigger and work with that. That way you're kind of taking it in strides, and then you can, okay, let me just work on my distance and moving. Okay, now let me work in the trigger. And so within no time, it'll become second nature to you. Easy, easy, easy. And once that happens, you'll be like, oh, because it'll be so easy for you. And then it's just a matter of finding what you want to use to get that look that you're wanting, because everybody's looks are different. You might like a natural look or a drama look or whatever that case may be. And mine changes daily. And so it's great. You can just keep doing what your mood is that day. Yes, to clean the stylus, all you need is water. However, I do use the tip top cleaner sometimes it's once a week, sometimes it's every other day. It just depends. Since I've been doing these working from home, I've used it more just because I am out of my, like, I forget to clean it, bottom line, which there's no excuse for. But sometimes I will use the Tip Top cleaner, and the Tip Top cleaner is great. I would add that even to your, if you do auto replenishment, which everybody should be on, you should add that to your auto replenishment because it's great to have. Another thing that I sometimes do is, and this is when I first started airbrushing like 100 years ago, I would actually put a coffee cup of hot water, like just sink tap water, and drop my airbrush in there when I'm done, and where it was just high enough to cover, you know, it was still on the hose and everything, but it was high enough to cover the bowl, and I just left it in there. Now they have, I mean, now it's a lot easier to clean and all of that, and the makeup's better. It doesn't clog it like 20,000 years ago, but you can try that as well. But water will do it, but you can use the Tip Top cleaner as well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So in your starter kit, you're going to get the 2 large bottles. This is 0.25, and then the foundation bottles that you're getting are 0.50. So you're getting a lot of foundation. I have this little bottle here that I just brought, and I forgot to bring my big bottles. But you're going to get 2 bottles of that. Now, when you first get it, you might go, what, am I going to need that much right? Guys, this is your starter kit. It's your practice kit. Use the makeup, okay? Use it. And hopefully you are on the replenishment side of it, so you are going to get your shades sent to you, which is something you're definitely going to want. You're going to get better pricing and the makeup sent to you. You can pick the time period, but you don't want to be without the makeup. Once you get it down and you are loving airbrush, you don't want to be without the makeup because you can't airbrush without the makeup. So, Nancy, ooh, do you colored your hair? My hair is white. Brow color. Oh, I was like, did you color your hair platinum? Nancy, that's hard. So you might be brown. I mean, what color are your eyebrows right now? If you're getting if you're using it for your brows, that's another question. But if you're using it, you shouldn't have to use it to do roots. I don't know. You might be brown. It just depends on what your eyebrows are right now. All right, so let's get started. I am going to, the one that I'm using is Silk 4-in-1. And so the Silk 4-in-1 has the anti-aging properties in it. It has your moisturizer primer, it has your concealer, and it has your foundation. And so it's all that in one. And so it's a more forgiving foundation. So you don't have to do a lot of that pre-work. You can, but you can get full coverage with just going straight to airbrushing. So when you are first beginning and first learning to airbrush, just learn what's in your starter kit. Just worry about what's in your starter kit. That's all. Once you get it down and you're more comfortable, then we can start playing with the formula as far as like your order of things and all of that. But just get the foundation, get what we're going to use down first. Yeah, if you're light brows, then yeah, I would go for either platinum or blonde. All right, so I'm actually going to take our blush because our blush does bloom. So the blush will change depending on whatever kit you get. We know, and we have picked out the perfect kit, and I'm putting the drops right in there, the perfect blush for your kit. Now, because our blush does bloom and is very high pigmented, I tell newbies to put the blush on first. That way, when you're doing the foundation, you're using the foundation to finish your coverage and blend out the blush or whatever else you're using. So that's a lot different than traditional makeup. If I did blush first and then put traditional makeup on, you wouldn't be able to see my blush. And so how you're applying. I mean, guys, when you're airbrushing, you need to throw out everything you know about traditional makeup, because that's why airbrushing is going to save you so much time. You're using 10 times less makeup. So these are all little tricks that we can do to make it easier for us to get ready in the morning. So I've actually put my blush in here, and there's air that's blowing. And now I'm going to point it right at my cheek area here. And you can already tell my cheeks are a little red already, but all that's going to even out, okay? So I make my movements first, lightly pulling back on the trigger, and you're able to hear it. When the product is being released, you can hear it come out. But I do want you to question. I'm like, was that a bug in my hair? Because it was a leaf. You'll hear it, you'll feel it a little as well. But I do want you to question whether or not it's even coming out. And I know that goes against everything we've been doing, because with traditional makeup, you're used to seeing it right away. With airbrush makeup, not going to happen. All right. So now I have my blush, and you can already see it starting to develop and starting to bloom a little bit more. So now I'm going to shake up my foundation, my Silk Thorn one, and I'm going to put my drops 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put 7 drops. Now, because I am using just my foundation, I'm going to be using about 7 drops to get the full coverage that I want. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less, but about 7 to 8 drops. If you need to add more, then add a couple of more. But let's start with about 5 to 7 drops when you're first starting out. When you first start out, you might be using 20 drops. Okay? That's okay. Just know that you can get full coverage with about 5 to 7 drops, and that's something you're going to work up to. Turning my system on, using the air to just cool off a little bit. And now I'm going to start in one area of my face, and I'm going to make one full pass, holding it 4 finger widths away, lightly pulling back. I'm never stopping in one area. I just keep moving. It's working with my skin. Can even airbrush my eyelids. And guys, look, it's not even on my my brows already done. Not even on my brows. Not even on my brows. Oh, Nancy, you only used 12 the first time. Well, that's really good. I have oil and Amber says, I have oil and dry. You can say hi. Combination skin with sensitive skin. A brown skin woman, what kit would be right for me? Oh, good, Amber. Amber, what I would do, if you don't mind, our kits are fair, medium, tan, warm, and deep. They all come with 2 shades. And so that's the most amazing thing about Luminous, is that you can mix and match. I can mix and match and have that perfect skin tone match 365 days a year. So I don't want to just say, oh, get this kit. So I would need to see you. So if you would please email me at heather@luminousbeauty.com. Email me a picture of your face, no makeup on, with outside light, and I can tell you what kit to get. It's the easiest way. And bottom line, guys, we also have 100% color match guarantee, meaning if you did get the wrong kit, guess what? We're going to make it right. We're going to make sure that you have the right kit, the right foundations, and we're going to send that to you. I have to say, the great thing about Luminous is the fact that we don't just say, hey, buy our system, buy this amazing makeup, here you go, and bye-bye. We make sure you know how to use it. We back it up. We give you a 1-year warranty to make sure everything is working. And we know that if you're airbrushing correctly, then you are going to love it. You can't, Nancy, you can't see Amber's question? I don't know. Because I'm only on YouTube and it shows that she is on YouTube. So baby, I don't know. I'm sorry. I thought everybody could see everybody on YouTube. I'm very sorry. That's usually when we do the 4 o'clock, I'll be on YouTube and Facebook, and that's why I always read the questions so you can see that. That's really weird. I don't know why. All right, so I have the coverage that I want, but look how blended this is. Look how it blended that. It got rid of my red cheeks, but it blended that blush. I used to talk about that forever. I'm like, oh yeah, you can do the blush first, but I never did it. And then I did it and I was like, mama lied. I actually liked it better than doing the airbrush or doing the blush after the foundation. And so anyway, just a side note. So try it both ways, see which way you like it if you're new. That's why I always recommend doing the blush first, because it does bloom. Now, this is Love. Now, Love is a hydrating illuminator. So anyone can use this. It's an illuminator. It's not a shimmer. It's not a glitter. It's not like our Optics palette. It's a illuminator. And so it does have a little bit of luminosity. So it's going to give you that nice lit from within. If you are darker skin tone, it's going to show up better. It is a fleshy color, but you can see it here. You can see it. I mean, it's just beautiful. You can use it as eyeshadow. I've actually mixed it in with my foundation and it looks flawless. It just gives you another finish. So there's a lot of different ways to use Love. Now I put 2 drops right in here and I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting right there. And I'm only going to do one side right now because I want to show you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is the side that has it and doesn't have it. Has it? Doesn't have it. All right. So now can you see the difference? I just love Love. There we go. Bam. And now I am going to turn on some warm water and run it through my stylus. So I'm just holding it in the sink and going and blowing it through. And I do that until it runs clear. That's all you have to do, but you do want to make sure that you do this because you don't want your stylus clogged. If you let's say you don't have time, do the coffee mug trick. Have a coffee mug, fill it up with hot water, throw the stylus in there, and then come back and clean it later. But that way the makeup does not dry on that needle and clog it. So you do need to take care of your stylus. It is something that you're going to want to do because without it, you can't airbrush. And so you do want to make sure that you are taking care of this bad boy. So try the Tip Top Cleaner if you would like. And there's even some videos on YouTube and on our Luminous Beauty site to show you how to clean your stylus if you need to. All right, guys, great to see you. I will see you back here. I'll be back at 4. So we'll be on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll go over it again. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now, guys.